You need a mentor. You may think you're above the need for that kind of stuff. You may think that you don't need to have teachers in your life. But the truth is that whenever we deny the need for mentors, it's often coming from a place of ego and naivety and lack of humility rather than anything concrete that we've thought over. So the first thing that I want to discuss is why we need mentors. First things first, by having a teacher, you save so much time and you speed up your progress by so much. Most of the people who we select as teachers often have at least a few years on us, but in a lot of cases they have decades on us, right? They're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. They have experienced a lot of life. And so, or relative to human life, obviously. So, already, the things that the purpose that we're trying to achieve, we already have somebody who's gone down a similar path. We already have someone who's been through what we're going to go through. And not only that, but we have their wisdom available to us. So if we ask them, if we're struggling with staying present, instead of spending all the time that they spent with struggling to stay present, we can go up to them and ask them, how do you stay present? And they can synthesize their 2 years, their 3, 4, 5 years of not being able to stay present into 15, 20, 30 minutes of explanation, even 5 minutes. They synthesize their experiences into a few minutes of wisdom, and they pass that down to you. So now you have just saved at minimum a few months. So having a mentor is a huge time saver. It's a huge productivity hack. You can spend more time working on your mission and working aligned with your purpose if you have someone there who's basically giving you the cheat code. He's giving you the steps so that you don't have to go through them yourself. The second thing is that a mentor can serve as your Cato. So in Ryan Holiday's book, The Daily Stoic, he talks about how, I believe it was Marcus Aurelius who he used Cato as this disciplinary figure in his mind. He used him as like this source as like this mental teacher, so that whenever he was about to do something bad, he had the image of Cato in his mind to silently admonish him, as Ryan Holiday puts it. So having a mentor, we can use that same mentor as our Cato, so that whenever we're about to do something bad, even when they're not there, we still have the image of them in our minds to discipline us and tell us to stay on the path and to avoid doing that thing. So the next thing I want to talk about is where you can find these mentors. So more often than not, you're going to find them in these like community areas. So maybe it's a voluntary group, for ecosystems, for picking up trash, right, for trash collecting. Maybe it's a martial arts community. Maybe it's just a regular weightlifting gym. It's these types of places that you're going to find your mentor. So I suggest, and this is for your next actionable step, find a community around just close to you that you would like to join. You don't need to think about the mentor for this part. All you need to do is just think about, where is a place that I would like to belong to? Where's a place that I would like to, a thing that I would like to participate in? If it's trash collecting for you, do that. If it's hiking for you, do that. If it's like a chess club, do that. If it's martial arts, if it's hockey, rugby, or like a sport, go do that. Go join, find these communities and then join them. If you can't do it right now, join as soon as you can. Because I promise you, it's not only, but primarily in these places where you're going to find that mentor that you're looking for. And more often than not, once you're in the community, it's just gonna come naturally. You'll either get referred to them, or you'll meet each other on accident, just exchange a few words, and that bond will sort of ignite on its own. So you don't have to force this, but at the same time, you want to be in the environment where they're in, and you want to be on the lookout for them. Introduce yourself to them, approach them. So for your actionable step, I want you to think of this. Think of someone who is somewhat in the field that you're trying to get good at. Maybe it's martial arts, maybe it's spirituality. Find someone who you think might be experienced in that, and then just approach them. Just go speak to them. Just, if you have their number, shoot them a message, right? Just get in contact with this person and speak to them so that you can start gaining wisdom from them. And obviously, we don't want to make this a self-interest thing, right? We don't want to just go show up for wisdom and then dip. We want to develop a relationship with this mentor, mentor student. Or mentor apprentice, teacher student. We want to develop a authentic bond with this person, but at the same time, we want to utilize this bond so that we actually receive their wisdom and make use of it. Because having friendship is nice, but when it comes to teachers and mentors, the purpose of that bond is to learn from them. So if you're not using this bond to learn, it's essentially going to waste. You're wasting their experience. You're not wasting their experience, but you're wasting the opportunity that you have to learn from their experience, to save time, right? So your actionable step is to find that person in your particular field, the field that you want to work on the most, spirituality, philosophy, whatever, self-improvement, and simply approach them and start developing that bond with them. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then subscribe, like, comment, interact with the videos so they can get more attention. I have a Medium page where I post articles, sometimes on the same topics, but they're usually concise essays on socio-political matters. That's like what I'm going for right now. But there's also stuff on self-improvement, on stoicism and philosophy. I have an article posted on the ego. I have another one on religion. I have one on why protest isn't effective. I have one on, I believe, meditating. I have one on meditating. One on how to read stoicism, which that's something that I posted in video form as well. Point is, you get different content than you usually do on my YouTube. Sometimes you get the same thing, but if you follow me on both my YouTube and my Medium page, you get best of both worlds. So you get article form, video form, but fresh content on both platforms. So double the value. That's all for this video. Have a good night, guys.